A new 5% excise tax on locally manufactured plastic products has been introduced in Ghana, sparking significant concern among manufacturers and consumers advocacy groups in Ghana. The government is facing backlash from plastic manufacturers after introducing a 5% excise tax on locally produced plastic products. However, the government says the tax is needed to help protect the environment and increase revenue. As a result of the new tax, the price of locally manufactured plastic products are expected to rise by 7% effective today, July 1. We are here to engage with the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association on how the introduction of the 5% excise tax has affected their operations and also explore their views on how this tax is impacting the competitiveness of locally manufactured plastic products compared to imports.
We have what is called tax on tax. That means that we'll charge 5% also on the VAT component, and then the GET fund, the NHIS on it. So cumulative, it comes to about 7%. We've sent notices to all our clients, the pharmaceutical industry, the food and beverage industry, the water industry, to make them aware that starting from today, the prices have changed.
The Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association has strongly opposed the tax, citing potential economic repercussions on consumers.
As far as this 5% excise tax is concerned, we were not consulted. I mean, it came out of the blues. And that is why we went back to government. And this has got to do with the previous administration. We were never consulted. If we had been consulted, we would have actually suggested a proposal that would have been much more better and effective than this 5%.
This increment, manufacturers argue, will not only affect consumers, but could also cripple the local plastic manufacturing sector.
It is quite unfortunate that at this stage where we felt that we have some stability in the economy, and just about 3 weeks ago we had reduced our prices just to correlate with the current trend, we are forced to increase prices, and it's really going to hit the ordinary consumer because it's going to affect sachet water. Even the cocoa seller will have that effect.
According to the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association, the tax will open the floodgates for cheaper imported plastic products to dominate the market.
With this tax, there's a big boost for imports. Sometimes some of our members think of it, is it better to go into trading, just go and buy and sell? Already we have a member who has relocated to Ivory Coast because the business environment and a high regime of taxes, which company definitely you will know, Pens and Plastics, it's been here for over 50 years, relocated to Abidjan. With the same machines, they are working there, and by ECOWAS protocol, they are exporting back to Ghana. That means lots of jobs for Ghana. Of course, Ivory Coast will gain jobs, and then lots of revenue also to government of Ghana, and then revenue to the Ivorian government.
This, they say, will put local jobs and investment at serious risk.
Definitely, if the demand goes down, if the imports overtake the local manufacturing, we have no option than to lay off workers. As I mentioned, we are doing about 57% exports to the neighboring countries. If it happens that we cannot compete, we are going to lose the overseas market, and then we're also going to lose the local market. Already, Nigeria is competing with us strongly because our currency is stable and strong, so it is cheaper to export from Nigeria to Ghana. And with ECOWAS protocol, it is easy, and the goods are coming in. It's just flooding the Ghanaian market. So we are not in a good position at all. Coupled with this tax, we are crippled.
Manufacturers have already hinted a production halt if government fails to reconsider the policy, which they fear could lead to massive job cuts across the industry.
Already, we've activated one more option because we wanted to practice the French law, do before complain. So we wanted to start implementing before we go back to government. We might not take demonstration, but then we'll just shut down operations.
Some of the wholesalers the news team spoke with were not aware of the government's 5% excise tax on locally manufactured plastic products and the 7% price increase announced by the association effective today.
For the
past 3 weeks, the companies have reduced their prices to make the products more affordable for everyone. We urge the government to suspend the tax.
The Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association is calling for an urgent suspension on the tax and further dialogue with the government to find a balanced solution that safeguards jobs, support local production, and protect the environment.
Giving us any opportunity, we will insist over and again that government should rather consider 1% on all plastic raw materials at the port of entry. 1% on raw materials at the port of entry. And instead, we are suggesting that government should put 10% on finished plastic products which are coming in. And this would encourage and support local industries and deter importation as well. But then our biggest hope is that government would reconsider and suspend this 5% excise tax. Let us go back to the drawing board and see the best way forward. Once government would suspend this implementation, we will immediately call off the price review as well, or the price increase.
According to the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association, the excise duty will increase production costs, which could translate into high prices for consumers and undermine the competitiveness of the local plastic industry in the country. Nanecha Abwaje, Bullet TV, Industrial Area, Accra.